Let's go.
Hi, welcome back to Badass Mother Runners Zoom and a Brew. And I am so excited that today we are talking to the amazing Kelly Ruck. I am proper fangirling. And
don't even stop me.
She agreed to talk to me.
Always.
Hi, Kelly, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I know probably every single person watching this is going to know exactly who you are and probably follows you already. But just in case, do you want to do a little intro?
Yeah, my name's Kelly, otherwise known as Kellogg's on the Run. Nothing to do with the cereal. And yeah, I just like to run a lot, different things. Big runs, little runs, trail, roads, yeah, everything, and as much as I can around the kids.
Good plan. I think you're preaching to us all there. It's nice to escape the children. As much as we adore them, it is nice to escape the little darlings and go for a run sometimes.
Absolutely. I think anybody that wants to keep their sanity has to do something for themselves.
You can be like a leaflet on the Labour ward.
Yeah, so running
if you don't run already, you're going to need this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those packs you get, isn't it? Have a free bundle with some samples and a little book on running.
Yeah, along with your pads and towels and little pots of Sudocrem.
Definitely. So, how and why did you get into running?
So I've been running about 5 years now, and I actually started running after my youngest daughter was born.
Okay.
Not straight away, but probably she was about 6 months old, something like that. And I started Couch to 5K. Basically, I just wanted to do something for myself. I was very much kind of, life was just about the kids, and that was it. I wasn't doing anything for myself, wasn't looking after myself mentally, physically. So I signed up to do a challenge, and part of that challenge was to get fit and do Couch to 5K. And yeah, I just absolutely loved it. I started with a couple of friends going up to the track at night, and I thought, yeah, this is pretty hardcore in the rain and the snow, because it was a winter one. And yeah, it just escalated pretty rapidly from Couch to 5K, because I was like, this is amazing. You know, I'm running and I'm doing something for myself that makes me feel good. Yeah, so it started off with Couch to 5K.
Yeah, had you done much running before then, or?
No, I mean, I was the type of person, kind of, I think we've all kind of have a similar story, but at school I'd do anything to avoid running. You know, when it came to cross country, I'd hide in the woods halfway around. No, I don't want to do it. But yeah, no, nothing, you know, I think I've tried a couple of runs kind of in my early 20s or whatever, but definitely, yeah, running wasn't on my radar at all until I tried it.
Really surprised when I found out that you started running about the same time as me, and I was like, I follow, probably stalked you on Instagram, and I thought, gosh, she's so amazing, and I was like, wow, she's been running the same time as me. That's crazy. Like, I don't know. I think I presumed you've always done it, and just make it look.
I think I'm very much all or nothing, and if I find something that's working for me, then I'm going to hammer it, and I'm going to just do it as much as I can and experience as many different things within that field. Like, you know, if I didn't really enjoy it, I probably wouldn't have thrown myself into it so much. But yeah, it is crazy. I mean, I think in the 5 years, running has completely changed my life in every aspect.
Yeah. So in terms of like sort of life-changing, sort of running have that impact and changing your life, like obviously in many ways, because, you know, not only sort of like fitness and running and all those opportunities, but obviously you met Matt as well, and so
yeah. I mean, you know, you could say without running, I maybe wouldn't have met Matt, and I wouldn't have had another child, and my whole family dynamic might have been completely different. But yeah, it's given me happiness in many ways, not just kind of physically feeling better and dealing with certain things and mentally feeling better. It's given me another part of my life, another chapter in my life, and that includes another child, which is testing when they're toddler. But yeah, it's all, you know, it's amazing stuff. Literally my whole life has changed because of running.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I think what a lot of us don't, I mean, I was the same. I was like, oh, running, what's that about? Why are people running? It's just crazy. And when I started doing it, you just discover this whole other like a world that you didn't really know you needed until you found it. And I had no idea that it would help me cope with stress, and it would help me, deal with anxiety, and it would just introduce me to so many people. And the amount of people I can think I know now just through running, it's just crazy. And
that's like, the running community is something else, and it is it really is all inclusive and supportive. I didn't realize kind of how shut away I was from a lot of things before I started running. So I didn't really have many friends, and I would go out to get drunk and things, like a night out or whatever, but that wasn't kind of anything substantial in my life. Whereas now there's a whole community, there's people that you can pick up with and connect with on lots of levels. You can go for a run, you can talk about running, you can check in with each other and see how you are and stuff. And because of social media, it's so much easier now to share things and to keep in touch. But I think actually I was pretty lonely before starting running too.
I think
a lot of people
being a mum, I think, can be incredibly lonely. It's like, I mean, you can be surrounded by people and still feel so lonely. I don't know about you, but I was never really one for baby groups and toddler clubs and stuff. They just scared me.
But the thing is, like, I mean, I was definitely one of these, like, I'd go to baby groups. That would be my social kind of outing, going to a baby group. And I felt like kind of the people that I was sat, I was sat there with my daughter, for my daughter, or the other school mums and stuff. And it was kind of like it's not like you're connecting with these people, really. You have your friendships with certain people, but on the whole, you're not connecting. You're there because your children are there. It's not kind of connecting on something that you can talk about, for yourself.
Yeah, so social media has really helped, and like I say, having that alongside the running is amazing. It's like when I had my eldest, she's 14. There was no Facebook, there was no. I had a MySpace page. I was.
I didn't go down that hole.
Oh, see, MySpace was the coolest. That was like next level epicness, and there wasn't. It was a case of, there wasn't that sort of online community that you could dive into. It's all sort of just started. But I think with the rise of Instagram and, people sharing their running journeys and stuff, and everybody is so supportive and so friendly. I never anticipated finding that within the running world, really. And especially as, I'll self-admit I'll never be the fastest, and I'll never be professional. I'm more about, cheeseburgers and biscuits. But definitely Coke. But but nobody cares, and that's what I loved so much. I think I had a very much preconceived idea of what runners were, and I was so incredibly wrong. So now I'm like the converted, when I'm like preaching to everybody.
Absolutely. Of course, like in any community, you've got the elitist, and you've got people that will be, snobby about certain things. You'll have that wherever you go. But on the whole, the running, it is, we all run, and if you run, you run. It doesn't matter about times, paces. I mean, you can look at me and Matt. I mean, we go running together, and we are at polar ends ability wise. You've got somebody who's sub-elite and super fast, and I mean, my runs to him, he has to put on a couple of jackets because he gets so cold. I'm in a vest, like, whew, this is hard work, and he's in jackets and layered up. But never ever does it, we run together, and he will run at my pace, and if I want to go out with him or whatever, I go on the bike, obviously. But there's never ever any kind of you're better than me because you run faster, or you run further or whatever. I've actually run further than that, so speed is everything. But it's just, we love the same thing, and that's to run. And that's the same with the community, that we all love to run, and we're normal. We like normal things like eating donuts and cakes and all the rest of it.
No, it's good. I'm glad that it's, I think everybody's got to find a balance, haven't they, and just enjoy it for what it is rather than worrying about it too much. But, so
we're not professionals, are we?
You are.
But we're not kind of, nobody's turning around to us and saying, if you don't perform at this race, you're not getting paid.
That's true.
That
would suck, because
we're not going out there trying to win race money.
Yeah, that's definitely never been on my radar. I'm more about surviving. Just get to the end and you'll survive. Okay, great. Awesome.
We're generally the ones that are paying to enter these races, so actually we want to get some bang for our buck and enjoy it.
I want to take my time and get the full experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you find sort of like balancing your training around the kids and being a mum? Because I know that's something a lot of people find very difficult, is finding the time to get out there, especially with winter coming.
Yeah, and it is incredibly tough in the winter, you have to kind of make yourself a priority a little bit. And you have to do that to allow yourself, because sometimes I think it's really easy when you're a parent to be kind of like, I could pop out for half an hour now and I could go and do a run, but actually so and so needs this or a book read or whatever, so something that could possibly wait till later. Do you know what I mean? So making a priority, and it's just being a little bit wise with your time as well, I guess. And I do think that the majority of us can find that time if we want to do it enough and if it's important enough to us. So that might mean going out with your head torch at 7 o'clock at night. But stay where it's safe, stay where it's well lit, let people know where you're going, and you'll be fine, And actually running at night with a head torch when the kids are they're bathed and in bed is kind of like, it's really nice to just decompress and just get out, it's the same thing as running in daylight. So definitely prioritizing and just being wise with your time, and also try and make use of people around you. People do want to help, and it can be tough, especially if you're both working, or if you're, say your husband or your boyfriend's coming in at the end of the day and they're tired and don't, but actually if you turn around and say, I need half an hour, can you watch the kids? Can you do dinner? Whatever it is, say that you want that time, you need that time, and let people help you.
I think a lot of us.
Another good one actually is, I do it with some of my friends, is that we will kid swap. So, find a friend that's got kids, and it might be crazy for like an hour of your day because you've got to have them back, but actually you can work it that way as well.
That's also a good plan. So what's your favorite?
You can obviously take the kids with you, but it kind of defeats the object of having your me time.
Yes.
I mean, Harry's all right in the running buggy because he just goes wee and then falls asleep. But Alice, like when she comes out with me on her bike, she's chat, 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 chat. And I'm like, I'm not processing much here.
Yeah. Mummy, you agreed to everything, did I? I don't remember. What's your favorite type of running?
Oh, I think my favorite is either, I've got two actually, and they're quite different. So going on the trails and just getting lost, regardless, it doesn't matter about time, pace, anything, just going out on the trails and just enjoying what we have around us, which is beautiful forest and woodland. Absolutely love that. Taking the dog and letting him run around and worrying he's been speared by a wild boar and he's just, foraging. So I love that. But I also love sessions that make you, sessions that you look and you go, I can't do that. I can't do reps and I can't do these hard bits and whatever. But actually I love sessions because I love how it makes you feel afterwards. Like I did that, I ran fast for however long it was or whatever the rep was, but something that afterwards you're like, that was tough, but I loved it.
That's cool. I think I need to find the love for those again. But also,
I think like, when you go, sorry.
No, do I carry on?
I think when you go like to a track or something, and you just like, look at me on a track, going hard. it just makes you feel it's empowering, isn't it, that you going out there and really giving it some beans.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the things that I learned to love with running. Like, I started with Couch to 5K too, and I'd never had that feeling of elation or satisfaction with sport. You know, I'd never scored a goal, I'd never got a basket, or, you know, I hated all sports in school. So when I had that, oh my God, I've just run for 8 minutes. Oh my God, I'm never going to run for 20 minutes. And you're like, oh, I am amazing.
Yeah, it is. And it's just, oh God, it's just the best feeling knowing that you've accomplished something, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So you were diagnosed with diabetes when you were a teenager. Do you find that
that's cool.
your running and how to manage that with everything?
Honestly, yes, it totally affects running. But you know, you can it can be a right pain, it can be a hurdle, and it can throw up things that, you know, sometimes you can get a little bit kind of, oh, you know, I wish I didn't have this. I wish I didn't have to deal with testing blood sugars before I go out for a run, or worrying if I'm carrying Haribo because I might go low, or whatever it is. It's there, it does affect running, but actually, you know, you're doing something pretty epic with it as well. So it's like, it's not stopping you.
Yeah.
So again, it's something like a feeling of accomplishment. It's like, yes, it's there, it's never going to go anywhere. You know, you have to deal with the diabetes, and it does throw up hurdles, but actually you're still out there doing it and you're trying. And sometimes that might not work out. Of course it doesn't. I've had you know, I'm quite open about it on social media, that when I've had crap runs because of the diabetes, you know, there's not much I can do about it. One of my latest marathons, my blood sugars were through the roof for the whole thing. And how I even ran it, I don't know, because it was just awful. You know, it really does physically affect you. But afterwards, I was like, well, do you know what? It didn't actually stop me from doing it, did it? It wasn't very nice at the time, but
ethically bad.
I did it. Yeah. And also, I have to say that yes, my diabetes is better controlled since I've been running on the whole.
Okay.
Than beforehand. So it does throw up challenges, and you have to learn how to kind of deal with it, but it is good for the control on the whole.
Good. Like I say, epic, next level, badass stuff. So obviously I do stalk you a bit on social media. It's my inspiration. And I think at the moment you're looking to qualify for Boston.
Yeah.
Big dream, the BQ.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's something I've been working for all year. That was and I kind of foolishly thought that, you know, if I chuck everything and the kitchen sink at it for a year, then I will walk away with my BQ at the end of the year. And actually it hasn't worked out that way at all. I was so far off the mark with my marathons. But it's, you know, it's completely fine, because it's a journey. And actually, you know, you can't just expect something to happen overnight. And in running terms, trying to take over an hour off your marathon time or whatever it is in kind of 8-9 months.
Yeah.
That's overnight. Do you know what I mean? That's a quick amount of time. So this journey, it's completely my end goal. It's something I'm focused on now, and it will be my focus going forward.
Yeah.
Still, but you know, I just need to keep doing training cycles, keep working at it, keep chipping away, and then eventually you'll get there. There's no way, if you put in the hard work and you're turning up, there's no way that you won't get what you want. You know, you will get there. I think everybody can be cute if that's kind of what's driving you.
Yeah.
Some people aren't driven by time goals. That's absolutely fine. And normally I'm not one to be driven by time goals, but actually now I am completely driven by time goal to get the BQ, because for me it's worth it now. You know, in a few years time it might not be worth it. It might be back to, oh, my goal now is to distance again, to go, because I would like to go back to ultra and do kind of like 100 miler, but before that I do want a BQ.
Yeah. You'll do it.
I'll get there. It's a journey. And you know what, by the time when I do get there, which it might be next year, it might be the year after, who knows, we don't know, because I mean, I thought I'd be a lot closer with these marathons, and I was so far off the mark. I was like, wow, what was the point in training for all those months, with an unlevel head? But actually, that training wasn't wasted. It will come into the next block. I just didn't have the good race, which that's the risk with a marathon, is that you can put in an amazing training block. You can turn up for all of your runs. You can smash all of your sessions and get PBs in training like I did. But then you turn up on the day and you have to hope and pray that everything goes right on the day as well. So you're fueling or weather, or whether you're just feeling it or not,
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get there.
You will. You'll smash it, and we'll all be cheering you on.
Oh, I'm a little bit like with a dog with a bone. I don't drop things.
It's like, I'm having that.
It's ridiculous how stubborn I am. Like I could be like, I'm going to just go back to, just going back to trails and ultras. But actually, no, I'm so stubborn. I'm like, right, that's it.
Gonna be mine. Oh,
yeah.
Me. So for anyone who's like obviously thinking of doing their first marathon, what kind of advice would you give them?
Enjoy it. I'll tell you what, honestly, if you're doing your first marathon and you're going to sign up for the training, make sure that you're enjoying it. So do whatever it takes in that training block to make it enjoyable. And I mean that with, so it can be kind of like, oh, this is on my training plan, X, Y, and Z. So you find a training plan that you want to follow, or you go with a coach. But just be flexible with it and make sure you don't lose the joy along the way. It's just the main thing is being consistent in a training block. So rather than nailing everything perfectly, just be consistent, turn up and try. If some days you don't want to run and it doesn't work out, that's fine, you've tried, but try and stay consistent. And for the marathon day, I would actually say they're a lot easier if you relax and you enjoy the crowds and you take the high fives and you take time to look at scenery or whatever it is in that marathon. They're a lot more enjoyable than writing down splits on your hand and not stopping or not doing this because you've got to hit a certain time or whatever. Just relax and enjoy it, smile, and it'll be a lot better.
It's good advice. I like it. I should have spoke to you 2 weeks ago.
Maybe we should have it. You will cry, so pack some tissues.
That is a very good tip. Tissues are essential. I made a very good friend at like 7 or 8 when we were both queuing for the loo, and she's like, "Have you got tissues?" Like, I have.
Yeah.
I love you. I was like, I know. I practiced this, but then
always a little pack of clean.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be my top tip for everybody now. Pack tissues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we're gonna do some sort of like quick fire questions to round off.
Okay.
What's your favorite running book?
Yeah. Oh, favorite running book. I actually really enjoyed lately Rise of the Ultra Runners. It's a good book.
Okay, we'll check that one out. I'll get that on my list. My to read pile is getting ever so big.
I've got a huge one as well. I love
it. Favorite podcast?
I'd actually say I've got so many. Okay. I'm not going to pick any running ones because they're my friends. There's too many, but I'll tell you what is a good podcast to listen to is How to Fail with Elizabeth Day.
Oh, right. Okay. I've not heard of that one. I'll have to have a little.
So that's a really good podcast worth checking out. Some really good life advice on there.
Okay, cool. That's going on the list as well. Are you a tea or coffee person?
Tea first thing in the morning, then coffee. And I finish with a tea as well in the evening. So I like bookend my coffees.
Yeah, I'm tea and Diet Coke all the way. Terrible. What's your favourite song?
Yeah, well, it is.
What's your favourite song to run to?
Favourite song? Oh gosh, there's so many. Okay, right, let's pick one that I love for a session, and that's Tiesto, Adagio for Strings.
Oh, okay. Hardcore.
I'm in the zone.
Yes, put on my tune. I love it.
It doesn't quite work on the trails.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be a little bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Go along to my rave face and trees.
Little disco in the forest.
Yeah.
What's the favourite race you've ever done?
Race to the Tower.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, ultra.
First ultra, and it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Okay.
Gorgeous,
cool.
all along the Cotswold Way.
Nice. Yeah. See, before I did London, I was quite tempted by Racing Stones, and I'm like, that's really far.
It's really far, but it's different to a marathon. You'd love it. You'd absolutely love an ultra.
It's the food that's appealing to me, you see. It's the whole just keep running and keep eating. Oh, that sounds quite good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a picnic on the move. I've always lived by that. If you know,
that does sound
and
good.
you get to train kind of trialing fuel like pork pies and cheese strings and things like that. It's great.
I'd have like a hamper, like a little, or I'd have to like run by a McDonald's. And this is a problem with my marathon running, is my training involves running 10 miles to a cafe to have cake and then running 10 miles back. So when I was in London, I was like, where's my cake? Sad times.
You should have stopped. Should have been like, I'm just popping in this cafe.
Next time, maybe. Well, I say next time, it's not happening again. So, what is your number one tip for a running newbie, someone who's tempted to start?
For somebody who's tempted to start, just go and run. Forget, tech and everything. Just go and run how you want, how you feel. Just forget everything. Just put a pair of trainers on and go out, and that's it. Keep it simple. I think we overcomplicate it as we get more into running, and actually running is about putting a pair of trainers on. It doesn't matter what kit you're wearing, what tech you've got. Just go out, run what you want. And I think we lose a bit of that the more we get into it.
It's very true. It's trying to like reconnect with. I think we often like start stressing. I think, God, I've got to remind myself how far I've come. Like 5 years ago, I couldn't run for a bus. I thought, first time I did Couch 5K, I thought I was going to die. And now it's just like,
here you are, smashing out marathons.
I'm gonna put that medal on my wall. It's still gonna take a while thinking that I did that. But yeah,
you did.
Eternal glory. Thank you so much for talking to me today. It's been lovely to have you. So very, very honoured. And I wish you all the best. Boston journey, and I will be very excited to be following. So
by the time we get there, I think we can organise like some kind of massive celebration.
Yeah, definitely.
We just have tables of Diet Coke, donuts, and tea.
That sounds like the best day out ever.
The dream.
I'm going to do that. Like when you're running it, I'll be like, I have to support Kelly, and I have to have the Diet Coke and the donuts, like in my living room. It's part of essential. I'm like willing you on, sending you the vibes.
Yeah, that's what I need in my life. I need that kind of support.
Yeah, you'll have like the whole nation all eating donuts and Diet Coke, just like, come on, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's been lovely to chat to you. And I will
and you.
soon. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care.